The next top story is OPSEC, Africa, and Paranoia. Whoa. This is from Jason B. 14 comments, 3,883 stats. This is a September 29th Bitcoin territory post. Bitcoin territory post. Keyan. What kind of paranoia is going on in Africa, the motherland?
Yeah. So Jason B, I think he posted like a week or two ago, and a lot of us who were subscribed to him on Stacker.News noticed that it wasn't Jason B and it was another pseudonym.
Whoa.
But it was,
you got hacked?
But no, he just changed his pseudonym, I think for OPSEC reasons. And he's basically kind of writing again that he's changed it back to Jason B. And the reason was that he was concerned about his OPSEC that he started freaking out about wrench attacks and was concerned, I think, about this NEM being associated with his real identity. I don't know what his real identity is, though. I guess he's also been in South Africa, which is, at least relatively unstable compared to the United States, at least in certain parts. He's been volunteering at Bitcoin Akasi there, which is like one of the biggest Bitcoin hubs internationally. There a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of the Joe Nakamoto videos there, and any of the other like Bitcoin vlogger travelers. Those
are great videos.
Usually end up in Bitcoin Akasi. So him and his family are staying there. He's there with his wife and 3 kids. And then, so he got kind of it sounded like he got kind of paranoid about it. Maybe had something happen. It doesn't really get into the details there, but he was beginning to investigate like ways to improve his OPSEC before realizing that he just doesn't have much Bitcoin, and getting his OPSEC to the level that he perhaps would bring it to would cost him so much Bitcoin that he would be left with very little. And that's kind of what this post is about.
Yeah.
What
do you think about it? Do you ever fear for your life about this kind of stuff, Keyan?
No, I don't have much Bitcoin, and I also don't have it in a way that I guess they would just kill me.
Have you ever?
I don't have it in a way that I can recover.
Have you ever had somebody follow you and stuff like that?
No, I don't think I'm followable. I think most people realize I'm poor.
Yeah,
and then also that I'm unimportant and
you're really unimportant,
insignificant. So
that's the way to live, right there.
Yeah, I got. That's what I would assume.
I think people think I'm important, but I'm really not. I'm like the least important guy in this building. Topher, what about you, Topher?
I'm also poor and unimportant.
I believe that.
Pay attention to me. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
But as far as like OPSEC, I don't really think about it too much. I'm already doxxed like 10 different ways from Sunday.
Would you change that if you could? If you could go back to when you started in Bitcoin, would you start under a pseudonym? Would you not reveal your face? That kind of stuff?
Probably not, because I just don't like living like that. Like
Yeah.
you have to be, it has to be the way that you want to live. Like I don't think you can keep up the OPSEC unless you want to adapt it as a lifestyle. But if you don't want to adapt it as a lifestyle, then you're not going to do it. And it only takes you screwing up once or twice, and then you're done.
But I think it's like sort of the myth of perfect, like it needs to be perfect. I think you can probably get like with 20% of the effort, just operate under a pseudonym. Whenever you're on camera, you have a mask on. That's probably like, you probably get 80% of the result. Like you'll probably be unknown to most people.
Yeah. I think it would be like similar to, I mean, if you're walking around Brazil with Gucci bags and Prada glasses, like you're going to get targeted. So it's just like the simple stuff. Don't overtly advertise that you're a walking pinata of money. And then I think it's just the same. It's just the same problems that people have been dealing with wealth, no matter how you hold it. It's the same applies to Bitcoin.
I actually think there's just personally, and maybe this is wrong to say, but I think there's just way easier people to rob. Personally, I think like when you look at the celebrities that are out there and the influencers on YouTube, like showcasing all their wealth and stuff, like those are way easier people to rob than like Bitcoiners personally, because they're way dumber. They have terrible OPSEC and they just flaunt everything on them. Like, you know what I mean? And
They
like,
do,
and
they
then
do
like,
have security.
and they're terrible people too. Like, and I don't mean that like in like a bad way. They're just not good people, you know? And like, at least with Bitcoiners, we're like super friendly, very moral. You know, we're very giving people, you know, we give our time, our money to people, education, all that kind of stuff. And so it's like like there's very few Bitcoiners that I've met in real life outside of business that are like terrible people. Very few. I think there's maybe like one or two. And most people know who those people are. But like outside of those two or three, whatever, like most of them are great. So I think there's just that's why I'm not. I think when I think of OPSEC, I think of it more from like the government coming after us at some point.
Yeah,
That's
who
what,
are you trying to hide from?
yeah.
Kind of depends.
Yeah, that's how I think about it more. But I think just in general, that kind of fear propaganda that's infiltrated our space is more because of, you know, it's just permeated at this point just through decades of or not decades, I guess years of you know, fear mongering, I guess, amongst our ecosystem.
Yeah, I'm interested in the
Because
U.S. State Department
think
thing.
about how many times you've seen Max Kaiser out in public and all these people that are far more richer and wealthier and people than us, right? Like,
I imagine they have security details, though.
yeah, but
Right?
like, how close have you been to Max Kaiser? I've been like this close to Max Kaiser before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of people, I would imagine have um, way more Bitcoin or influential than us. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not too worried about it. It's like,
Well, Marita will be the test. We'll see if you get pinched when we're walking down the street.
I mean, I'm like really nice to people, and I like, you know, I feel like there's just way more people like on YouTube that are like sharing, you know, their houses and their $1 million.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I sleep on the floor and like go to church every week and like, you know, live in a very cheap apartment. Like, you know, I don't have
I think the
anything. I
risk
don't
would
have
be
anything to
traveling,
rob.
though. Like if you're traveling and some group sees it as an opportunity to nab you while you're traveling. But yeah, I think a lot of it's overblown, honestly.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. What do you think, Keyan?
I don't think it's overblown too much. I mean, I think it's good to be paranoid in this case. I think if you're in a state where you can be armed, you should be armed in your defense. I think you also, if you are a public figure, you probably do not want to use a single sig. And yeah, and I think for the record, you should say that you have no Bitcoin, and I have no Bitcoin.
I don't have any Bitcoin. So there you go.
That's what like I just don't think you want to paint a target, and then you also want to be on some level defensible in a situation where something can happen.
yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Don't come for me or Topher. Just kidding. But kind of not.